We're on the S-Bahn heading out for another adventure in Berlin.
Today on the World on Wheels, on our German adventure, today is our time to go and visit all the Cold War and World War II and Nazi sites here in Berlin. And we're going to start off this day at the Reichstag in Berlin, which is the Capitol building of the country. So this morning we are here on top of the Reichstag here in Berlin. This is the Capitol building of the country, and the legislature, the Bund, meets downstairs. So we're out here on this terrace where we're going to go up and take a little view around the city, and then we're going to climb up this dome here in just a few minutes. Okay, so let's go out to the terrace and look around, Tim. What'd you say?
They also gave us these little audio guides.
Right, you come up here and you can have an audio tour. You hang this around your neck, and it starts automatically when you walk up the dome. We're going to check that out in a little bit. So here we can get a view of Berlin. What a beautiful view today. There we're looking towards East Berlin. You can see the TV tower over on the east side of town. Oh, look at that dome over there under construction. I wonder if it's from, see it? How it's like just bright. Wonder what that's all about. We look down here in the courtyard. All the workers are taking a smoke break. And as you can see, the Reichstag is fully wheelchair accessible. Even up in the dome, there's a ramp that goes all the way to the top. I also have a very popular restaurant up here on the top that you can go to. And in fact, I've read somewhere that if you don't have a reservation to come up to the dome, which you have to make in advance, you might be able to tell them you just want to come up here and go to the restaurant to get a cup of coffee or something, and you get a free trip up the dome. And this being Europe, you have the German flag over on that tower, and if we squeeze over here, then you got the EU flag up on top of that tower. That hill off in the distance with the radar domes on top is the highest point in Berlin, and that was a CIA listening post to listen to the communist radio transmissions and such over on the other side of the border from Berlin. Now it's just abandoned and falling apart. This area that looks like a big forest right here across the street is Tiergarten. That is the main central park for Berlin, which we're going to go visit tomorrow and go see the zoo.
Now we start the climb up into the glass dome. As you can see, it's nicely ramped and I can drive my chair all the way to the top. It's at this point the audio tour automatically starts, pointing out sites along the way and explaining the German parliamentary process that goes on below.
So when you're here in front of the Reichstag, if you're on this street here, which is called Eberstrasse, these bricks on the road mark right where the Berlin Wall used to stand. And there's a plaque that Letty's standing on here that says that the Berlin Wall was here from 1961 to 1989. Here in front of the Brandenburg Gate, over there, about in the middle of that intersection, was about where that blue sign is, where the pedestrians are crossing, was where President Reagan gave his speech where he told Mr. Gorbachev to tear down this wall. And over there, the wall ran about right in the middle of the two lanes over there in the street around this intersection here in front of the Brandenburg Gate. So Tim and I are relaxing in what, when you were born, Tim, this would have been forbidden zone for you to sit in right now. This would have been no man's land between the east and the west. So we're just sitting here resting our bones on the Brandenburg Gate. here in Berlin, with East Berlin behind me and West Berlin over there. Now this building here is the United States Embassy. Hopefully we won't need to have any use of its services this week, but it's nice to know it's here if we needed it. Across from the United States Embassy is the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe. This is a Holocaust memorial, and as you walk through here, the feeling is you get kind of overwhelmed as you go from the shallow, almost like tombstones here in the edge to the taller ones that just completely engulf you in the middle, where you can't even see the city anymore. You alright?
Yeah, you're trying to figure out which way to go.
Why don't you go straight this way? It is a bit narrow for wheelchairs. So here in the middle of the memorial, it's literally you're like on a different planet. You don't even see the city anymore. And way down here in the middle of all these blocks, kind of like on your own, lost. And it's very easy to get lost down here, separated from everybody.
And it's very narrow for a wheelchair.
It's very narrow for a wheelchair. Up ahead past the Holocaust Memorial, we're headed to a site where most people around here would rather you not know existed, so we're going to see it. Okay, Tim, so this part here, this parking lot, underneath here, under the ground, this is Hitler's bunker. This is where he ran things from Berlin underground, and where when the war ended, he committed suicide with his fiance. Actually, I guess his wife, because they got married just before they killed themselves. So Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun were in their bunker underneath this parking lot, and they shot themselves. And then the Russians came, and well, his officers tried to cremate his body. And then the story goes that the Russians came and got his body, and no one's ever seen it since. So no one really knows where it happened, or where his body is. But this is where Hitler ended the World War II. And he killed himself here at the end. So here's the sign that they just recently put up. They didn't really want people to know it was down here, but this is the sign they put up because everybody kept clamoring for it to mark where the Hitler bunker was. Okay, so we've kind of figured out the way the bunker is situated. It started from here and went back towards where those trees are. And on the map, about where that 5-mile-an-hour sign is, underneath there, down below in the bunker, is where Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide. Then the guards took their bodies out to the garden in front of the entrance, which is right about here, and cremated their bodies. So this is where Hitler's last stand was, right here.
On this slightly depressing spot, we'll take a break in today's tour and continue on in the next chapter. This is Tim Music for The World on Wheels.